So you want to know how I stopped wasting my time and started making $10,000 per month? Look, I'm going to tell you the plain truth. It's not because I found a magic trick. It's not because someone gave me a shortcut, and it definitely wasn't luck. I was honestly just tired of living a life that didn't feel good. So I got really honest with myself, and I started doing what I was avoiding for years. Let me start from the beginning so it all makes sense. I didn't grow up in a rich family. We were lower middle class. That means we had enough to get by, but never enough to relax. Money always felt tight. I remember my mom coming home from work completely exhausted. She worked nights in the hospital with patients who could be dangerous. Some days she looked afraid, and that scared the hell out of me. I felt horrible not being able to protect her from this job. My dad also had a job where he didn't feel respected. He was smart, but he felt like just a piece in a big machine. I could see it in his eyes, and he'd talk about it often. He wanted more. He wanted a different, better life, a simpler life, but he didn't know how to get it and didn't have the money for it. Growing up in that kind of environment does something to you. You learn to be careful with money. You learn not to dream too big. You start thinking maybe life is just supposed to be hard. When I turned 17, I had $400 in my bank account. That's it. No backup plan, no skills. Just some random ideas I never followed through with and a growing sense of panic. I felt completely lost. I was sad literally all the time and I didn't know how to get out of it. I'd wake up late, scroll on my phone, watch videos about success and tell myself, one day I'll make it. But I never actually did anything for long enough to see results. That one day just kept moving further and further away. I kept asking myself why I couldn't take action. Why was I stuck like this? Why did I keep wasting time even though I wanted success so badly? And after a lot of thinking, I realized something important. I wasn't lazy. I was scared. When I was a kid, I got bullied a lot. People made fun of me, laughed at me, and made me feel like I wasn't good enough. So I learned to hide. I didn't want to stand out. I was scared of failing and being judged. That fear stayed with me even when I grew older. I was afraid of trying something and it not working. I was afraid people would laugh or think I was dumb. So I did something tricky. I told myself I was a perfectionist. I said things like, I'm just waiting for the right time, or I'm planning everything perfectly. But the truth is, perfectionism is just fear in a costume. It's just a way to avoid doing the stuff you're scared to do. So I realized that not taking action at all is way worse than doing something imperfectly. When you do nothing, you get nothing. Shocking, I know. No results, no progress, nothing. So I was living in my head, dreaming about success all the time, but not actually doing anything to earn it. And even when I did, I would just give up. One day I got really frustrated with myself. I opened a notebook and I started writing down everything I was thinking about, with no filter, and I wasn't trying to sound smart, just my real thoughts. Stuff like, what if people think I'm stupid if I fail? What if I try and it doesn't work? I looked at those words and I thought, these aren't facts. These are fears, and I've been letting them control me. And that was the turning point for me, because I realized I had to do the stuff I was scared of. Even if it was messy, even if I didn't feel ready, a fear couldn't control me unless I let it. Now, unfortunately, we're not allowed to share everything on YouTube, which is why I've recorded a free video to show you how I made over $1,000 a day in profit from my laptop. And right now, we're also offering a few free consultation calls with me or my team to help you come up with a game plan to reach financial freedom in 90 days or less using the PTP method. Now, I highly suggest you click the link in the description below when you're done watching this video. But be quick, because spots speed up extremely fast and soon we'll be forced to take the video down. I made a promise to myself. I said imperfect action is better than no action at all, and that became my rule, my motto. I stopped waiting for the perfect idea or the perfect day or perfect circumstances. I just started doing things. Writing, selling, posting. At first, I was horrible, but that's okay. I was doing more than I had ever done before. And what's amazing is, the more I did, the better I got. I didn't wait to feel confident. I built my confidence by taking action. Then I had another big realization. I looked at how I saw money. I used to think that $200 was a lot of money. I would panic at the thought of spending it. I would avoid spending money. But at the same time, I was saying I wanted to make $10,000 per month, even $100,000 per month. So that didn't make sense. If $200 felt huge, how the hell was I ever going to handle $10,000, even $100,000 a month? So I had to start thinking differently. I had to think like somebody who was already successful. Wealthy people don't panic over $200. They see money as a tool, not as something to fear. So I stopped seeing small amounts of money as big deals. I started thinking bigger. I also changed who I was learning from. I stopped watching videos from people who complained and blamed others for their problems. Instead, I found people who were actually successful. I read books. I watched interviews. I followed mentors who had real results. I listened to how they thought, how they made decisions, how they viewed the world. What's amazing is, even if you're alone in real life, you can still be around winners online. You can create your own circle just by choosing what you watch and read. Then I also took it one step further. I changed my physical environment. I went to places where wealth was normal. A few years ago, I went to Canary Wharf for the first time. It's full of tall buildings and lots of money flowing around. And I was there and I just watched the people. I realized they weren't better than me. They just had higher standards. And being in that place made me think differently. It raised what I believed was possible. I told myself, this can be my life too, if I'm willing to work for it. Because you can see things online, make your little vision board, and it's all cute and nice. But when you see things in the flesh, it's so much better. If you want to have a sports car, for example, you can look at pictures of it online. Yeah, sure, it looks great. But what if you went to the dealership and you actually looked at it for real? If you want to live near the beach or the mountains, what if you went to those areas and looked at the houses from outside? That would allow you to not only dream, but give you the inspiration you need to move forward. It's much better than a vision board, I can tell you that. Now, we need to talk about something that people ignore: discipline. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of discipline where you scream at yourself or you burn out. I mean the kind where you do the right thing, even and especially when it's boring or you don't feel like it. So to be more productive and more disciplined, I started waking up earlier. The earliest was 4:45 a.m. I built simple routines. I'd go for a run in the morning, I'd stretch a bit, I'd make myself a cup of tea, and I'd get straight to work. And I kept track of my daily progress. So I wasn't doing anything crazy. I just built small habits that built up over time and created massive results. And here's what's helped me the most. I tracked everything with a friend. We used a shared Excel sheet. Every day, we wrote down what we did. Now, it felt awkward at first, but it helped me to stay consistent. Having someone else see your action pushes you because it makes you honest. You don't want to disappoint them. Willpower fades, but accountability works. Oftentimes, it's so easy to let ourselves down, but we don't want to let down the people that we love. That's why this works. Another thing I had to fix was how I set my goals. I used to say stuff like, I want to be rich. But what does that even mean? It's too vague. I needed clear goals. So I got specific. I said, I want to make $10,000 per month by offering this kind of service to that type of person. And that gave me focus. It gave me direction. When you don't have a clear goal, your brain gets confused. And confused people procrastinate. So if you want to stop wasting time, get clear on exactly what you want and how you'll try to get it. Now, unfortunately, we're not allowed to share everything on YouTube, which is why I've recorded a free video to show you how I made over $1,000 a day in profit from my laptop. And right now, we're also offering a few free consultation calls with me or my team to help you come up with a game plan to reach financial freedom in 90 days or less using the PTP method. Now, I highly suggest you click the link in the description below when you're done watching this video. But be quick, because spots fill up extremely fast and soon we'll be forced to take the video down. Now let's talk about failure. Most people are scared of it, but the truth is, mistakes are how you learn. If you never take action, you have nothing to fix. No feedback, no lessons, nothing to improve. You can't get better at swimming by reading about it. You have to jump in the water and splash around. That's how progress works. Every mistake you make is just a part of the learning process. It's nothing to be ashamed of. School seems to make us think that mistakes are wrong and that we have to always be right, but that's not real life. One of the biggest time wasters is chasing bad strategies. I'll be real with you. Crypto is not the place to start if you're broke. Stock investing won't help you if you don't have much income. Paid ads are risky and expensive if you don't know what you're doing. And dropshipping, where you resell products from AliExpress on your own website, that's not easy money either. It's complicated, it's low profit, and most beginners lose money. I know I did. So I stopped trying to get rich quick. Instead, I focused on building real skills. I learned how to solve real problems for real people. I started offering services, consulting, and things that actually helped people to save time or make more money or improve their life. And that's how I started to make thousands of dollars, not per month, but per day. And even after that, I still didn't know everything. And that's okay. The moment you think you know everything, you're done. Somebody's gonna wipe you out because you got complacent. So I learned something important. You don't know what you don't know. So I stopped being proud and started asking for help. I got mentors, I bought coaching, I invested in my learning. Yeah, I spent money, but it wasn't a loss. It was an investment. It made way more back from what I learned than I ever spent, I can tell you that. Saving money isn't always smart. Sometimes learning from someone who's already done it is the best move you can make. Here's the part that changed how I see everything. I realized that you don't get what you want. You get what you deserve based on your actions, your skills, and your habits. If you want to earn $10,000 per month, you have to become the kind of person who earns $10,000 per month. That means showing up. That means doing the boring work. That means being honest with yourself. If you mess around all day, you don't deserve success. And no one is coming to fix it for you. It's all on you. But here's the good news. Since it's all on you, that means you have the power to change it. You don't need to have a fancy background or a Harvard MBA, and you also don't need a rich uncle. I have none of these things. You don't need anyone else's permission. You just need a plan, a proven plan, some guts, and the discipline to follow it through. That's how I stopped wasting my time. And that's how I started earning $10,000 per month and more, by facing my fears, changing how I think about money, doing the work, and becoming the kind of person who could actually handle success. I see so many people wanting to make 10K per month, but they have no skin in the game. They're afraid to spend $1. Now you can get to 10K per month too, but you've got to start, even if it's messy, especially if it's messy. That's where the real progress begins. Now if you're serious about becoming financially free this year, then I invite you to click on the link in the description below, because I've made a video where I explain how I've made thousands of dollars a day in profit. You can also book a free strategy call with me or a member of my team, and together we'll help you come up with a custom game plan to reach financial freedom in 90 days or less with the same method I'm using. But be quick, because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast, and soon we'll take that video down. So click on the link in the description below, watch the free video and book your call, and with that said, I'll see you on the other side.